Now, the thing that I hear oftentimes with needles is like, oh my gosh, I cannot think the thought of actually someone putting a needle in me, like, ah, and it really doesn't hurt at all. It's like someone like, if you went like this to yourself, it feels, and especially when I've had, you've actually given me an acupuncture session, it's like nothing. I mean, it's like nothing, like someone, like a raindrop hit your face. Does it hurt for some people, or is there some people who are more, am I just insensitive, or do
No,
other
you're
people?
not. So that's a good question because for sure everyone's different, and there are some people who are more sensitive than others,
Right,
just to every kind of sensation.
right,
What I equate it to is like plucking your eyebrows, right?
right,
Like the first time you plucked your eyebrows, it was like, oh my gosh, this hurts because it's a
right,
new sensation and your body's not used to it.
right,
And then after over time, it's like it's nothing,
right,
right? And with acupuncture, I would say about 1 in 20 needles create some sort of sensation where you're like, ow.
right.
And that's on average because some people it might be more, some people it might be less. So, but by the end of the protocol, they barely even like, they're falling asleep while we're putting the needles in,
Right. Yeah, and when I've actually had acupuncture, the type that's the owies usually relate to really stuck energy, or something is
Sure.
there, and it's like, wow, whatever is there, you really like. I'll get
Right.
and this is not for my face, but for my body. Someone will put a needle. I'm like, wow, and I literally feel like the energy. It's almost like someone injected something, even though they didn't. It's just the
Right.
needle was injected, and I
Connected.
feel like energy pulsing, and I'll feel like they'll put them in my hand or something, and I'll feel it in my back. I'm like,
Right.
wow, I can feel that in
Yep.
my back immediately. So you feel those kinds of sensations too, but they don't
They're
feel
not
owie.
right.
They,
Well, we try to differentiate the language, right? If anything is sharp, burning, or electrical, that's a nerve sensation, and that's not our goal. We don't want to hit a nerve, or a lot of nerves have little tiny branches, so you might communicate with a little branch of a nerve, and it's not, no long-term anything, but it's unpleasant.
right,
But anything that you're describing is more the dull, achy, throbby, like that, or moving sensation. All of that is part of a therapeutic benefit. So
right.
I don't even apologize for that. I'm just like, okay, well, you're fine. Unless it's too intense, and then we can back it out. But I make sure if it's sharp burning or electrical, that's the needle I want to back out. And it's really changeable.
Okay,
And really, the worst case scenario, sometimes we cause a bruise. They
right,
happen.
right.
Lillian bruised me the other day. If you can see him here.
Yeah, yeah. So that stuff like that
Yeah,
happens. And then
not
why does that bruising happen? Is there some way to prevent it?
Not really, because there's capillaries with
Hmm.
holding blood vessels all, or extending from the blood vessels, and nobody's perfectly anatomical as the book would say,
Right.
right? And so and we have to find where the chi is, and so you can feel it
Hmm.
when you're on those points, and the needle you can fit 17 acupuncture needles into the head of a syringe that would draw blood.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay.
They're
Wow.
really tiny, right?
Right.
So if even when we find that some of the acupuncture points can be big, or ones around the knee can be as big as this, like the
Wow.
actual point. So where you put the needle, it might touch a capillary and then you bruise.
Right, and you have no idea. And the bruise lasts for a couple days and it's gone,
Right.
right? So
I
it's
mean,
not
it's
awful.
part of the body,
Yeah,
whatever.
just put a little makeup or band-aid on and you're done.